Hi guys, today I will be sharing how to make creamy vanilla and chocolate jelly. For the ingredients, we need vanilla pods, but if you can't find vanilla pods, you can use 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 can of condensed milk, 6 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of cream or 400 ml of cream, any cream will do, and 2 cups of water. The procedure is very easy. All we need to do is to combine all the ingredients. So in a pot, combine the water, the cream, the condensed milk. Give it a mix. Add the sugar. At this point, you'll think that it's sweet, but trust me, if once you add the gelatin, it's not gonna be too sweet. Now I'm cutting my vanilla pods in half, and then I'm gonna take out the seeds. Again, if you can find vanilla pods, just choose vanilla extract. You can use 1.5 to 2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So just add the whole vanilla into the creamy mixture to get the maximum flavor. At this point, we can add in the gelatin while continuously mixing. Now we're gonna move on to the stove with the heat setting at the lowest. As much as possible, avoid putting the creamy mixture into a rapid boil. We don't want it to boil a lot. As soon as the gelatin is all dissolved, we can take it out of the heat. So at this point, I will take this out of the heat. I can no longer see any gelatin. So I'm using a mold that I got from banggood.com. I'll put the link below on where you can find this mold. So I'm just using a strainer, a fine strainer, to get all the impurities from the cream. And I've got a silicone mold as well that I got from banggood.com. I'll put the link below if you want to purchase this. This silicone mold is good for making cheesecake because it's got a straight edge on the side. Now we're gonna put this in the fridge to let it set. For the ingredients, we need cocoa powder. I'm using Dutch processed cocoa powder, which is 3/4 cup. But if you don't want it to be too intense, you can reduce this to half a cup. This is 1/3 cup of sugar, 7 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin. This is optional. This is 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, 395 grams of condensed milk, 1 can or 375 ml of evaporated milk, 1 cup of cream, and 2 cups of water. So I'm just gonna heat up my water. If you don't want to do this process, just boil the water. And then once the water is hot, I'm gonna add the cocoa powder. So the cocoa powder easily dissolves. Give it a mix. And then add the coffee. At this point, we're gonna take this out of the heat and we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Again, if you don't want the chocolate to be too intense, since I'm using Dutch processed cocoa powder, you can reduce this to half a cup. Now I'm adding the cream. The evaporated milk, condensed milk, Give it a mix. At this point, you can taste this if see how you like the taste so far. And then add the sugar. Finally, add the unflavored gelatin while whisking continuously so we can avoid big lumps of gelatin. Again, we're gonna move on to the stove with the heat setting at the lowest again. It doesn't need to fully boil. What we're looking for is for all the gelatin to be dissolved. Just like this. And now we can take this out of the heat. And then we're gonna, using a fine sift again, we're gonna strain it to make sure that there's no big lumps. And we will let this cool down. Make sure that it has cooled down before adding this to the creamy jelly. So we're ready to add the chocolate jelly into the creamy jelly. It has cooled down. I'm adding the chocolate jelly into the bigger mold. And then we will let it sit in the fridge again for about 4 hours or preferably overnight. This bundt mold can hold 10 cups of liquid. So after overnight, we're ready to unmold the gelatin. So I'm just pulling the jelly away from the bundt pan. That's all you need to do. Don't forget the middle as well. And then flip it upside down. And this is what the creamy chocolate jelly looks like. All those little black dots on the top is the vanilla seeds. To remove the little jelly from the silicone mold, all you need to do is just to pull it away from the side. And just to decorate, this is optional. This is just whipped cream. And then I'm adding strawberries on the top. And chocolate buttons. Same goes to the big jelly. So this is optional. You can decorate whichever way you like. So the sweetness and the amount of chocolate that you would put into your jelly is up to you. What matters is the amount of gelatin is right, so it sets properly. And this is the finished product. I hope you give this a try. This is so easy to make. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. And just to show you what it looks like when you cut the jelly. See you again next week. Bye.